Hi everyone, and today I'm going to be talking to you about tips for Year 7. So this video is for anyone who is starting Year 7 and they feel a bit scared or they just want to know what Year 7 is like. I was in Year 7 quite a while ago now, nearly say about 6 years ago since I've been in Year 7, and it was a little bit different for me because I was in COVID lockdown sort of time, so there's a lot of restrictions, 2 metres apart, wearing face masks and everything. So if you're in Year 7, going into Year 7 now, none of that will apply for you. But the first thing I want to talk about is uniform. So for uniform, most schools wear like blazers, skirts or trousers, depending on what you wear. And if you're a girl, I know a lot of girls want to roll up skirts, but on your first week, if I was you, to avoid any detentions, which is a topic I'll be going on to later, don't roll up your skirt because you'll just get plenty of detentions on your first week and it'll make a bad impression. Also, you'll probably wear a tie that you'll need to do every day. Some schools do clip-on ties, some that you have to do a tie every day. Some tie, it's the tie that's already done, then it's a string that you put around your neck. Each school is different, and I think some schools don't wear ties at all. You will probably have to wear tights in the summer if you are a girl, unfortunately. Sometimes what I used to do to try and get away with wearing tights is wear like knee socks or thigh-high socks because it gets very, very warm. But I know some schools will let you wear socks, but my school personally, we had to wear tights in the warm weather, but you could take off your blazer if it were really, really hot. As part of going into Year 7, you need to bring a bag, whether that's a handbag or a backpack. If you're going for a handbag, don't go for the little ones like that. You need quite a big one that's like this because you need to get your PE kit in, because you will be doing PE probably once or twice a week, and you will be doing cooking. That's for everyone in Year 7, you will be doing cooking. Like me in Year 7, I once had it on the same day, so I definitely need like a big bag to put my food in. Some schools will bring in food for you, like my previous school. I went to 2 high schools, so in Year 7 we had to bring our own food in. But in my new school, when I went in Year 8, they brought food in for us. So I'd ask your cooking teacher if you have to bring in food or not. But you will definitely need a big bag to put a planner in, because every high school you'll get a planner that will have attendance and everything in, and you need to bring like a pencil case with pens, pencil, ruler. That's the only thing you need. I know a lot of people bring like a compass and everything, and protractor and all that stuff, because I was one of them who brought protractor, compass, calculator, but schools actually have that in already, because I brought all this stuff even though they already had it. The second thing I'm going to be talking about is tutor/form. Different schools call it different things, but tutor or form, however you want to call it, is like a little class that you'll have before or after break, and it's just a bunch of people. It can be about big group or small group, and it's where your teacher will check your attendance, detentions, if you're here, and everything like that. On the first day of your tutor, you'll probably wear like a name badge. You'll write your name on like a badge, like a piece of paper or anything, and stick it on yourself. And your form tutor will try and get to know you, ask what primary you went to, so you know, and try and make friends around your classroom, because the people in your tutor will more than likely be in your classes for English, Science, Maths, PE. But it depends, because there's different people in each one, depending on what set you are, if you need extra help or if you're more advanced, depends on what you need. Third thing is detentions. Detentions are something that you'll get given if you haven't done your homework, you haven't been listening to your teacher, anything like that. In both of the high schools I went to, they were called C1, C2, C3, C4. So I think most schools do C1s. So C1 is like your first warning. If you've been talking in class, you'll get a tick. Second warning is if you get one again. Third warning, C3. This happened in my school for a little bit. I don't know if it's like that in every school. you'd get sent to another classroom for a little bit, like someone else's English classroom if you was already in English. But if not, you'll just get another warning. But if you don't listen to that, that's when you get a C4, which could be after school for 20 minutes, an hour, depending on how bad you've been. But you can also get a C4 if you're late to school, and that's when I would say we get a break time detention, depending on what school. I try and avoid them because, not gonna lie, who would want to stay after school? And that's same with C5s, and that's if you get sent to like a different room and you get boards up. I remember in year 7 there was boards up and you had to be silent in isolation all day, and it was horrible. Isolation is horrible, so I'd get out of it if I was you. The fourth thing is, how would you do your hair for school? So one thing, do not dye your hair like pink or purple, because that's when you get in isolation and it's not worth it. I used to complain, like, why am I not allowed in class because I've got dyed hair? I know it doesn't make sense, it really does not make sense. You can have it any natural colour, so like blonde, brunette, ginger, all them sort of colours, but if you have it pink or purple, even just a little bit, the teachers will go mental. They would be like, isolation now, or tell you to go home and wash it out. So it's not worth that. But if you're wanting to do hairstyles to school, I'd do something smart, so like straight down like this, like your natural hairstyle. Also, if you have braids, because I went to school with people who had braids, some people got away with having colours in their hair if they had pink braids, but at the ends. But I would not advise to do so, because I know braids take forever to get out. If you had pink braids, for example, I'd try and go for a natural colour, just for ease, and you don't have to get sent home. But having any hairstyle you want, it could be like French plaits, curled ends, slick back. Same goes for boys, just go for something smart. One thing for boys, you're not allowed like zigzags in your hairstyle or like patterns. Can't remember what grade it has to be, but that could be my school. I know some schools are strict. If you have long hair as a boy, some schools you have to have it short. I remember my friend, he goes to a completely different school. He had to cut all his hair off. So I'd have a look on the school's website to see what hairstyles you're allowed as a boy, but I know you're not allowed patterns in your hair. It has to be like very, very short, like a fade sort of, I think. I'm not really sure on that one. The fifth thing I want to say is, if you are nervous going into year 7, which is totally understandable, and I feel you on that one. It is very nerve-wracking for some people. I wasn't too bad because I was very lucky to be going with a lot of my primary school friends. They all went to the same high school as me. So if that happens for you, if you've got a few friends from primary going into the same year 7 high school as you, then I try and stick with them. But if you want to make new friends, everyone wants to make new friends in year 7, you might get a few stares on the first day, and that's not because, oh, do I look weird or anything. People are trying to figure out who each other are and everything. So if some people stare at you, don't worry. But I know one thing, if you're going into year 7, into a new high school with none of your primary friends because you went to a different high school to your local one, I know how scary it can be if you're sat there and everyone's talking with their friends and you're alone. Just try and say hi to someone, because I know someone will say hi back. I think in year 7 as well, it's quite easy in my opinion to make friends, and we all kind of said hi to each other and had a laugh, and we eventually made friends. It does sound hard at the beginning, but when you're in the same classes, it might not even be on the first day, but in the first week, because there's like a timetable that you have to follow, you'll probably start making friends, because these timetables, you'll have the same people in the same classes majority of the time. So if you have English, it'll be the same people in English, maybe different people in maths, depending on what maths they're on, if they're in like a set 5 or set 1, depending on what set you are, but you might get the same people, hopefully. But if not, you'll make some new friends, which is really, really good. The sixth thing, speaking of timetables, every high school gets given a timetable. They might be wrote slightly different, but you'll put that in your planner, and it's a piece of paper that you can fold up or you write it in your planner. So you have about 5 periods. Some schools have 6, depending on when you leave. I left school at 2:30 p.m. Some schools now are at 3 p.m, but I know each school are different. But period 1, say for example you might have PE first, you might have maths first, and you'll have 2 periods, if I'm right, could be different, 2 or 3 periods first. You might have tutor, then break, then you'll go into period 4, then dinner. But in year 7, one thing that we did, we had like a split like timetable where it would dinner. So we'd do some of our lesson, so period 4 split. So period 4 lesson, dinner, and then go back to period 4. But I know some schools is period 4, dinner, period 5. It's done different, and you could have a different dinner depending on exams. When year 11s are doing their exams, your dinner could be thrown off. You could be having dinner at 1:30. I remember that, and I was like, I don't want dinner at 1:30. But it's because of the year 11s doing their exams, they need their dinner first thing at like 11:30 or 12. But dinners at school, I thought they're quite cool actually. You do have to pay for dinners unless you get free school meals from the government, and you can also bring packed lunch in. But you have plenty of time for dinner on your timetable. It's about half an hour or an hour, depending on your school. Then you'll go straight back to lesson. But you normally have like 5 periods a day. And they all go quite easy. They're about an hour long. And you probably just have like English and maths and science, PE, cooking, music's an option. Then you'll have your DT sort of classes, so that's could be cutting wood, cooking is a part of it, and sewing. Don't know if music's a part, I don't think that's a part of that group, but all them things are really fun, and I love doing the creativity part of high school. I think we're on number 7 now, so the 7th thing, I think we're on number 7, is learning managers and head of years, which are the same thing, just different depending on your school. But they're like the head teacher, technically, of your year group. So if there's anything wrong, you can go to them and they will sort it out. So if there's any bullying, and I hope there's no bullying towards anyone in school because it's horrible, the learning managers are the perfect people to go to. Sometimes they're a part of something called Bridge. Bridge is a massive help. If, say for example, you've got a learning disability, if you're part of SEND, so SEND, if you're part of that, they can help you, because I'm part of SEND, so I can go to Bridge. But I mean, Bridge is for anyone, absolutely anyone for help. If you're having trouble at home, you can go to them. They will help you with absolutely anything, and they can get counsellors in and everything. They help so much. And learning managers can do the same thing, but if anything escalates further, go to the learning manager first. They will tell Bridge. You can have a conversation with the people in Bridge, and if anything needs to go further, parents might get involved, or they will bring counsellors into school. And my last thing I want to say, I've done it quite quick and brief because I didn't want anyone to worry or anything, but I hope everyone who's going into year 7 has an amazing time. And if you're year 7 watching this and you want to know a little bit more, just put in the comments below or DM me on Instagram, because I'm always happy to help. And I think personally year 7 was my favourite year. I made so many new friends that I'm still friends with to this day, and it was my favourite year. We had a laugh, it was silly. I felt very grown up with this big uniform on with a blazer and tie and everything. But I honestly hope everyone has the best time. But one thing, if you do want to know a little bit more about your high school that you're going to, definitely check the website, because there's school rules on there, uniform and everything that you need to know. And if you're really struggling, I suggest that you should email them if you want to know anything in particular, because that's the best way. I only know certain things from going to 2 high schools, but I know everyone is different. Some people are going to an all-girls high school, some people might be going to an alternative high school, which is for people with learning disabilities. You could be going to a completely different one to what I am. You could be going to one that I did. Mine was like a chain sort of high school, so there's more than one. You could be going to a private one, an independent one, absolutely anything. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it's a quick video, but I thought it's the quick top tips that I can give to you, and hope to see you guys on my video on Friday, which is going to be college tips for like the first year. Bye guys!